All right, so what's up, guys? I'm here with my client, Cory Armstrong. I was able to get him from 10K a month to 50K a month consistently in just 9 months. Cory, how you doing, man?
Hey man, you know the vibes, man. We stay stupendous over here, man. What's the word?
So, Cory, I'm curious, before we started working together, what was your situation like, and why do you think you had a tough time breaking through to hitting your goals?
If I really had to go back to that time period, the toughest thing was being able to reach a larger audience with my core sort of knowledge and the thing that I was offering, right? I think at the time, especially on Instagram, I wasn't really conveying sort of the type of content that the guy that would want to work with me would actually one see value in, but two, potentially move forward with coaching at some point, right? So I think I was just kind of following trends. I was working with a company at that time who was managing my account that was sort of um, just rehashing a lot of what was working for other brands and other pages, and but it wasn't really specifically for my industry. I'm a fitness coach, and a lot of the practices that they were utilizing to put me out there was stuff that worked for business pages and business consultants and coaches. So I just it was a massive disconnect with what I do, who I am, what I do, and how I can help the person potentially get to their goals. And I just wasn't really seeing a lot of one growth, but two, I sort of hit a cap where my income sort of wasn't going beyond a certain point because I just wasn't I wasn't reaching a large enough pool of people, if that makes any sense.
No, for sure, that makes a lot of sense. So, what do you think it was about me and what I was doing that was going to be able to get you to where you wanted to go?
I think the first thing sort of that initially stood out was, I don't know if you remember, you came highly recommended by somebody who would just say I had a good rapport and relationship with at that time. And just based off that, I was just like, yo, okay, this guy, this is my guy's guy, right? So I had, sort of that sort of front end, all right, there's trust there. So I can trust this word of this guy I respect. But then the other thing was the way you took interest in me. You know, it wasn't like, hey, I'm going to come in and do this and fix this and change this and this is what we're going to do. It was really a question. I just remember you sort of asking and taking interest. Well, what is it that what is it that you're wanting to do? Or what is it that you're looking to communicate and convey? And us sort of having conversations about that. And I do remember it was like, hey, it went away from just, hey, send me a bunch of stuff, right? Like a bunch of B-roll, a bunch of quotes, a bunch of, shit about you, and then I'll do it. It went from that to when I talk to you, all right, how can we create something together? Right? Like these are my ideas. Like you came to me with ideas. I don't know if you remember, but you was like, this is my idea. Like, what do you think of this? All right, I'll do it. Right. I want to grow my brand. Right. And you say, there's another idea. All right. Yeah, I'll do it. Why not? You know what I mean? And then it was sort of this collaborative thing where we mastermind together what could potentially work. And then obviously here we are. you know what I'm saying?
I remember that we were 3 months in and we doubled your revenue to 20K a month.
Yeah.
Was the moment that you thought, okay, this has legs and this is going to work?
No, no. So for me, it was like I I don't know if I ever looked at it like that because I knew we were capable of so much more. Like so I kind of saw that and I was like, yeah, this is supposed to happen, right? Like I'm me, right? Because I have the utmost belief in me. I don't have any I don't have any doubt in my mind of who I am and what I'm going to create and how I'm going to influence and impact people, right? It was just I'm not able to get to the people to communicate that in the way that I would like to, right? So you sort of gave me the vehicle to be able to do that by helping package sort of my message and who I am as a person and as a coach to the people. And so when I saw that, I was just like, yeah, like this is supposed to happen. But I don't know if you remember those initial conversations. What I told you is like I wasn't satisfied with where we was at. Like I think you said like the 90-day mark. I don't remember exactly what those conversations were like as far as like day to day, but I do remember I told you once, I was like, bro, we're gonna take over the internet. Like I don't like this, these 20K months, we're not, this is cool, right? But like I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about millions, right? I'm thinking about, being like 7 figure, 8 figure business. And so it was cool to kind of see that we can do that, but I knew it. I knew we was capable of that, and I knew we was capable of so much more. And it meant so much to me that see, this is the part that is difficult to convey in these type of one-on-ones, because it's like there was things during the initial few months that you did that you didn't have to do, right? Like what I remember distinctly, and what I think what started to propel us is I gave you more content than what we needed and what we were paying for at the time. So I gave you, like I was so hungry, like I gave you weeks and weeks and weeks worth ahead of time, but we were only posting what, once a day. And so instead of just sitting on the content and just being like, oh man, we're not gonna do nothing, you actually edited more like ahead of time and let me use it on the other platforms. And then that was how I confirmed, like, oh, like I got feedback faster. I was like, oh, people like this shit on TikTok. They like this shit on YouTube Shorts. So this is the shit we need to do more of. And then I came back to you and it was like, okay, this is what people, and then it was just kind of one of those things that it helped us grow faster because I was willing to do more and you were willing to do more to Call of Duty. And then we came together, mastermind, and figured out what to do next.
Yeah, no, for sure. It was fun building in the beginning, and obviously it's grown to what it is now. What do you think was the biggest benefit about working with me and my team in terms of your overall business growth and ability to connect with your audience?
Over delivery. You just got to go back to that point, right? Like, I mean, again, you did way more. You still do more than what you're asked to do all the time, and it's just like a complete honor and a privilege to work with you guys. Fuck, flying to my city and recording content. Who does that? Like, who goes to their client in another country and just says, "Hey, I'm in town. We're gonna film together." And you don't have to do anything extra. Let's just hang out and get some food after, right? And you just you keep you keep doing the same stuff. Like, you didn't charge me extra for it. You didn't ask for anything additional. You just say, hey, I just want to do this because I believe in you and your brand, and I'm invested, and I want to do this and more with you. I want to be a lifelong sort of partner in this, and so that's that's what it is. And it's like that across the team, from what I feel, working with your team.
If you could talk to somebody who's on the fence of working with my team, what would you tell them?
Do you want to stay small or do you want to grow? Pause. All right. you know, but seriously, like, do you want to stay comfortable, right? And sort of continue with the same things that you've always done, or do you want something different out of your business, out of your brand, out of the content, you know? Because if you made it this far, even watching this, of course, you're thinking about something as far as changes is related. It's like, what do you really have to lose? You know, what do you really have to lose? I mean, ultimately, um, money comes and goes. Time, you never get that back. So you wanna keep sitting on your hands and you know thinking about what could go wrong, right? Or you want to get excited about potentially what could go right and work with somebody who's you know overly invested sometimes in your success, right? So I can't answer those questions for somebody. They have to go through that mentally and sort of see if it's worth it to go for change, because change ain't for everybody, man. Some people like to stay the same. So that's what I would say.
Cory, you're the man. I really appreciate you doing this. Thank you so much. If you guys are watching, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions, you can hit the link down below in the description and we could chat if you want to learn more about how to work together.
You know the vibes. That's what it is.
Peace, everybody.